You're now listening to Radio Walford, the #1 radio station which brings you all the latest news and spoilers from Albert Square, live with Tom Gardiner. Hello there, and welcome to the first of 3 very special episodes of Radio Walford as we look back at EastEnders history in the full 28 years and 4,685 episodes of the show. So in this episode we're not going to be doing what we usually do by releasing spoilers and giving you the latest news and everything from the square, but this week we're going to be looking about EastEnders history. But first of all, we're going to give you something that we always do. Here is another EastEnders rap roundup from Python.
Yeah. In Townton he was vexed, but G felt bad and she confessed. So then Ian made some threats to try and get G put under arrest, but that just shows how little he knew, as he found out Bianca was involved too. Well, he had a change of heart, cause Denise convinced him to drop the charge. Winnie got a letter from Tony, her ex, and decided she wants to see him again. But that didn't turn out well, cause she found that he killed himself. Carl was annoyed and felt no love, cause he can't cope with his psycho mom. Cause she thinks Carl's a bum, and she just feels pure hate for her son. Looks like Michael's pulled. Danny wants fun and a little bit more. Yo, mean for force, that's something to remember. Python, rap round your EastEnders.
And there's another rap roundup from Python next week on Radio Walford. So, it's time to kick off what is going to be a very different episode of Radio Walford, where we'll be looking back at the history of EastEnders between 2000 and 2013. And what a good way to start looking at Albert Square history than this very confession.
Listen to me, will you? I'm going. There ain't nothing you can do about it. Do you want a bet? We go and our stand together, shall we? See who he listens to. Why don't you just leave me alone? Because you're not going. Yes, I am. Get away from me. No, you don't rule my life. You're not going to Spain, and that's that. Why not? Because I said so, all right? And I have to do everything you say, do I? No, you can't tell me what to do. You ain't my mother. Yes, I am.
And that episode was part of a very huge storyline for Kat and Zoe Slater. That episode featured Kat and Zoe, who up until this moment had lived their whole life thinking that Kat was her sister. Zoe announced that she was leaving Walford to go and live with her uncle Harry in Spain, but Kat was adamant that she was not. A screaming row ensued, and when Zoe shouted, "You ain't my mother," Kat's desperate reply was, "Yes, I am." 16.9 million viewers tuned in for this episode. So for those of you wondering what Kat was going on about to Whitney in Friday night's episode of EastEnders, well, this episode I'm talking about now is the episode where it really all kicked off, this two-hander episode. So let me explain a bit more about it. Well, the episode began with Zoe still reeling from Kat's outburst. Back at the Slaters, Zoe demanded to know what Kat meant. Kat tried to take back what she had said, but after continuous pestering, she finally relented and admitted that what she said was the truth. This devastated Zoe, and while she locked herself in her room distraught, Kat sat outside and began to explain the reason for the deception. She had fallen pregnant when she was 13, and her parents, disappointed and ashamed, forced her to hand Zoe over to them at birth. They proceeded to bring her up as their own child. Kat relayed her heartache at having to watch her own child being brought up by her parents, and the anxiety she felt at having to pretend that she was her sister for her whole life. The lies and deception were too much for Zoe, and when she discovered that Kat had wanted to abort her, the two lashed out at each other in fury. So this news made Zoe all the more determined to live with her Uncle Harry in Spain, and upon hearing this, Kat dropped her second bombshell. She couldn't go and live with Harry because he was her father. Kat's uncle had sexually abused her as a child, leaving her pregnant with Zoe. This meant that Zoe's father was simultaneously her great-uncle. Oh dear. So now moving on to an episode that aired on the 30th of September 2003. Does this episode ring any bells to you people? That's right, this was the episode where Den Watts returned to Walford after 14 years of Sharon believing he was dead. So let's have a little listen to that very shocking return.
Hello, Princess.
It's you. It's you.
It's me. Oh, come on. Don't I get a proper hug or what? Oh, come here.
Well, the initial reaction of Sharon when she went into the toilet and was sick, oh my god, that was really good. But really, after so many years of thinking your father was dead, that's the kind of reaction that you would have. Next up was the sweet and so beautiful wedding of Kat and Alfie on the lovely Christmas spirit. That is right, this wedding had to be the most beautiful wedding I could ever think of. Of course, we know that there are a lot of Calfee shippers out there who really, really want to hear this very special moment again.
Repeat after me. I, Alfred William Moon, take you, Kathleen Slater.
I, Alfred William Moon, take you, Kathleen Slater.
To be my wedded wife.
To be my beautiful wedded wife.
Kathleen. I, Kathleen Slater, take you, Alfred William Moon.
I, Kathleen Slater, take you, Alfred William Moon.
To be my wedded husband.
To be my gorgeous wedded husband.
That was a sweet moment, but now on to a moment on EastEnders which some of you may have found quite upsetting then, but you might still find quite upsetting now. The sad death of Nana Moon, and whoa, oh my god, how sweet it was, and how sad it was as well because of Alfie, bless him. This is the moment when Alfie said goodbye to Nana Moon.
There's nothing to be scared of. I'll always be here for you. You know that, don't you?
Uh-oh. Oh, looks like I have to get some new batteries for this then. Not to worry. Probably have to get a job lot tomorrow now, won't I? Nana. Nana, darling. Nana? 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 Come on, Nana, not yet. Nana, not yet.
Oh, that was a really sad moment, that was. I can't believe she died. She was such a lovely woman. But okay, now it's time to move on to another moment. And this moment was Christmas 2006. Another Christmas, that's right. And this time, it's a sad and shocking death of Pauline Fowler. Now that was a sad death because the character of Pauline Fowler had been on the square since day one in 1985. So next up is the Christmas Special 2007, and there was a DVD affair horror at the Brannings. That's right, Stacey and Max's affair was revealed via a DVD to the whole Branning family, and this is the moment where it all was revealed.
Oh, she can't get it undone, look.
Right, let's watch the Queen's speech, shall we? We'll watch the rest of this later. We promised start, didn't we? Pass the remote, please, Brad.
No.
Brad! Ready? the stupid, crazy thing is, I still love you.
I'm married now.
What, when you think all this, you think this is just going to go away?
Yeah.
Well, so long as you're sure you made the right choice.
That was a huge Christmas, and you can hear more of what that led to later on. Okay, so now we're moving on to 2008, and what a year that was. Next up is the moment when Stella fell to her death. Well, I wouldn't say fell, I would say jumped. This is, of course, when Phil, I almost said Steve then, when Phil went really angry because he found out what Stella had been doing to Ben. So let's have a quick listen.
I was right.
So what? No, I didn't love you because I didn't love you. That's between me and you. You don't go bullying kids because you don't get your own way.
There's a long way down.
You ain't gonna do it.
Watch me, Daddy.
Next up is the moment when Mad May blows up the Miller's house, and that was tense, because of course Mad May always and just only wanted little baby Summer, and in the end she got nothing. So what did you go and do? Kaboom, out of here.
You're a mockingbird, and if that mockingbird don't sing, Mommy's gonna buy you a diamond ring. And if that diamond ring turns brass, Mommy's gonna buy you a looking glass. And if that looking glass gets broken,
Just want to say the aftermath of that episode was amazing. So now over to 2009, and what a Mitchell year. That is right, that year was for the Mitchells. It had to be for the Mitchells. And of course that year saw the sad death of Ronnie's daughter Amy, also then known as Danielle. And this is that very sad moment when it all happened.
She's dead! She's dead!
And of course, in a way, that was Archie's fault that she died, and of course that led to everyone starting to hate Archie, and that then led to Archie's death on Christmas Day, 2009.
I'm sorry.
Dad, we'll do something, call an ambulance.
He's dead.
No, he can't be. Dad.
The Archie Mitchell storyline was amazing, but who was it that killed Archie? Well, we all know the answer, but that's part of our 2010 highlights coming up after this short break. Stay tuned, because we've got 2010 to 2013 highlights on the way for you after this.